In a candid conversation, the speaker opens up about his emotions and the turmoil surrounding his divorce. He reflects on his past marriage, sharing his feelings of confusion and betrayal when his wife filed for divorce without any prior warning. Despite numerous attempts to reach out to her and her family, he felt blindsided. He compares the situation to a coup, referencing how, in his experience, such things happen unexpectedly, with no one close to him offering support during the crisis. He further explains that, in hindsight, he feels that his ex-wife had targeted him from the beginning, particularly for financial reasons. He recalls how, after his divorce from a previous partner, his ex-wife reached out to him, which made him vulnerable and ultimately led him into a relationship that progressed too quickly. Getting engaged in 30 days. That was insane, he admits, acknowledging the mistakes he made in moving too fast. When discussing the divorce terms, he confirms that the prenup agreement was upheld by the judge. His ex-wife will receive $40,000 a month in alimony for the 14 months of marriage. Additionally, she will remain in the house, with all expenses paid for up to 36 months. If she decides to keep the home, she would need to refinance it in her name and give him 50% equity in the property. Despite these terms, he expresses his intent to challenge the prenup enforcement through legal appeals, potentially all the way to the Supreme Court. Addressing allegations that his ex-wife, Portia, paid child support while he was in ICE custody, he clarifies that she made 2 payments of $2,500, which barely covered any significant expenses. He felt the gesture was more about creating a narrative for the court or the public, rather than coming from a place of goodwill. When asked about Portia's relationship with his children, he states that while they spent time together, there was no deep personal bond. His children, he says, didn't care who he was married to or dating, and they simply came together as a family when needed. As for Portia's daughter, he denies having a relationship with her, citing a history of his exes using their children to try to reconnect with him. He recalls receiving a text from Portia telling him her daughter missed him, but he chose not to respond, as he had already decided that he was done with the situation. This honest reflection reveals his ongoing struggles with the aftermath of a rushed relationship, a challenging divorce, and a complicated legal battle.